for the Su family business by drinking glass after glass of high-proof liquor. She'd also forgotten that I still owned 5% of the company. The yearly dividends alone were more than enough to live on. I had already decided to sell my shares and was looking for the right buyer. Since I was leaving, I planned to cut every last tie with them for good. That night, I even ordered a nice bottle of liquor for myself. Then I heard footsteps outside. I thought my delivery had arrived, so I got up and opened the door, only to find Su Mengyao and Yaya standing there. Maybe because the divorce was so close, they looked a little less annoying to me now, but I was still distant. Su Mengyao had stayed away for more than 10 days, waiting for me to lower my head first. But I wasn't the same as before, crying and begging her not to leave. This time, I stayed cold and indifferent. Even Su Mengyao could tell I had changed. For some reason, a sense of unease started creeping into her heart. Oh, I didn't cry or beg her to stay like he used to. Instead, he turned around and walked away coldly. Su Mengyao instantly realized he had really changed. She couldn't explain it, but a strange wave of panic suddenly hit her. The old Gu Huai, the one who always obeyed her, annoyed her. But this distant, indifferent version of him made her even more uneasy. It wasn't that Su Mengyao truly cared that much about Gu Huai. She just believed he would never leave her, which was exactly why she kept hurting him without restraint. This time she came home early on purpose, hoping to throw Gu Huai a lifeline. She thought he'd be overwhelmed with gratitude. But what she saw instead was the disappointment written all over his face. Su Mengyao's expression immediately darkened. She clearly hadn't expected that kind of reaction from him. She even laughed in anger, mocking him for acting like he didn't want them back, and hinting that maybe he had another woman in the house. Gu Huai couldn't even be bothered to explain. He turned and headed straight for the storage room. The one who cheated was Su Mengyao, yet she still assumed Gu Huai was just like her. Watching him walk away, Su Mengyao felt that loss of control growing stronger and stronger. A kind of panic she had never felt before started rising in her chest, especially when she saw him limping. She suddenly remembered the time her family went bankrupt. Everyone left her, and only Gu Huai stayed by her side. But Gu Huai no longer cared what she thought. He stayed in the storage room until night, assuming she and her daughter would go see Song Yichen. But when he came out, he found a full table of food. In the kitchen, Su Mengyao was still busy cooking. She told him the soup would be ready in a minute. Gu Huai froze, his expression complicated. This was exactly the kind of warm family scene he had dreamed of for years but never had. He sat down and looked at the food in front of him, but never picked up his chopsticks. For once, Su Mengyao actually asked if he was okay. Gu Huai calmly reminded her that he was allergic to seafood. But the whole table was filled with seafood, all of it Song Yichen's favorites. She remembered everything about him, but somehow never remembered Gu Huai. Su Mengyao's face instantly stiffened. But this time, instead of blowing up, she just felt like Gu Huai was becoming harder and harder to read. Maybe it was guilt finally catching up to her, or maybe it was the bond they once built through hard times. Either way, for the first time, she held back and didn't make things harder for him. Gu Huai watched all of it and only felt how strange and ironic it was. Even Su Mengyao suddenly holding back felt unfamiliar to him. Then, to his surprise, she even put food in his bowl. Even Yaya looked stunned. She couldn't believe her mom was being this nice to someone she had always treated like a live-in nanny. Then Su Mengyao took out 2 movie tickets, saying she wanted to make up for missing his birthday. Gu Huai just looked at the tickets and didn't take them. He knew exactly what this was. Su Mengyao had sensed something was off, and this was just her usual way of smoothing things over. Just as she was about to say more, footsteps came from outside. Song Yichen showed up at the door with a bag of toys. The second Yaya saw him, she ran over in excitement. She even sweetly called him Dad, twice. That instantly changed Su Mengyao's expression. She quickly stopped Yaya and told her not to say that again. But Yaya stubbornly said she wanted Uncle Song to be her dad, and that she didn't like Gu Huai, the crippled nanny. Su Mengyao's face turned ugly with anger, and she immediately dragged Yaya back to the room to scold her. Song Yichen meanwhile glanced at the movie tickets on the table, his eyes full of jealousy. He started throwing